All right, let's go to the national champion Buckeyes to talk about their longtime wide receiver, Emeka Egbuka, who's been a 3-year starter primarily in the slot for this football team. And that's really what's been interesting about his profile. Look, he's always been Robin to somebody else's Batman. You had Marvin Harrison Jr. there for a couple of years. Then you had Jeremiah Smith, the freshman phenom, take over here in 2024. But Egbuka was always there as a really reliable playmaker in the middle of the field for the Buckeyes. What is his superpower? To me, he's got that skill set to be your classic possession receiver. He's a really good college route runner, and he's got outstanding hands. He rarely puts the football on the ground. A couple focus drops here and there, but his drop rates have always been really, really low. He does a great job of just being a consistent player at the catch point. And I talk about the route running. It's not always just about him just throwing a jab step and being able to create separation with sharp route breaks. He does a lot of little savvy things very well. He settles into soft spots and zone at a high level. He's able to play through contact at every phase of the route. That's something I put a lot of stress on, and he does that very well. He can fight through a jam. He bumps off contact really well. DBs and linebackers and safeties, if they bump him mid-route, he's not getting disrupted with the timing of the quarterback. He's always making himself available for the quarterback. So I like that. He's always coming back to the football. He knows when to reduce the route. And again, just got to be that quarterback's best friend in the middle of the field. So he's really consistent. The yards after catch numbers have always been solid with him. So, I think when you're looking at Emeka Egbuka, he's got the ability to transition really well to the inside. Now, when you get to the negatives, there's a couple of things here from the profile that can be a little bit worrisome. Now, down the field, he was rarely used. And the PFF now, they have charted 221 receivers drafted in the last decade. Only 11 of them were targeted less often down the field than Egbuka was over the course of his career, or over the course of his last season in college football. Just 12.6%. That number dropped down every single year. None of those receivers ever made a Pro Bowl. This is a guy he's been used primarily underneath between the numbers. Can he be more than that in the NFL? Early on watching him, I thought he could be like an Allen Robinson type. Was a second-round pick out of Penn State, had a really nice long career, first in Jacksonville, then he goes to Tampa, or to Chicago. He's been in a couple different spots, just recently retired. When you're looking at Egbuka, I think that could be the ceiling, like a solid number one to a really good number two. The question is, can he be that three-level threat? If he's just an underneath guy in the middle of the field, that can impact your value for some teams. Some people might look at Cooper Kupp and even in his heyday and say, well, that's the best way you're going to use Cooper Kupp. There might be some teams. Sean McVay might look at Emeka Egbuka and say, yeah, that's what I want for my offense. Again, his ability to play through contact, be that reliable route runner, and never put the football on the ground. A lot to like there with the skill set for Emeka Egbuka. And so I think when you're looking at this skill set, it's about trying to project him to your scheme. What is he going to mean for you? He's not always going to be that vertical threat outside the numbers. I mentioned the small sample size of those deep throws. It's not that he can't track the deep ball. A lot of the catches he's made along the sideline, you kind of see him looking in through his eyeball or through his eyelids and track it over the shoulder and make it along the side. He can make those types of catches. Just about, all right, are you going to be that factor in the vertical part of the field or not when you reach the NFL? We've made some mistakes in the past in projecting receivers in this way, but he is definitely going to be an outlier on one end of the spectrum in terms of his college usage and trying to project that forward to the NFL. He's not a burner on film. I honestly don't even care what the 40-yard dash time says. On film, he's got solid speed, not great speed. I don't think he's going to be that true every down game breaker in the NFL just based off of film study over the course of the last 3 years for Ohio State. So when I'm projecting Egbuka to the NFL, wide variety of outcomes there. I mentioned a couple names, Allen Robinson, Cooper Kupp. That's probably the ceiling that you're talking about. Now it's a matter of, all right, if he doesn't quite hit that ceiling, could he be a Jacoby Myers? Could he be a Jawan Jennings, who's been a solid inside, a big inside player? Because I think he's got the ability to be a good dirty work player. He's got some good reps as a blocker. I mentioned what he does on contact. He can play on special teams. There's a lot to like there about Egbuka and the high floor. Now it's just about just trying to determine what that ceiling is. That's the discussion everybody's having in draft rooms around the NFL leading up to the NFL draft. What do you think? You guys let me know. Emeka Egbuka, though, one of the best receivers in this class.